to Sean's 2 cents right here on KPTV, youtube.com/KrymzonPaintTV. Make sure to click the subscribe button, because we appreciate it. You know what? Thank you all for getting us over 1,500 subscribers. I'm just going to take a little time out of S2C to deliver it to you. Thank you. We appreciate it. We never in a million years thought that we would be at 1,500 subscribers. It means that us crazy fucks got a bunch of crazy fucks out there like you watching this right now. And we're all like in this little YouTube world together. Heart. So the end of the regular NFL season is here. Yes, that makes sense. Which means that we're in the playoffs. It's time for the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you my predictions of what I think, what I want to happen in the 2013 NFL playoffs. I was torn between doing what I want to happen and what I think's going to happen, but I'm leaning more towards what I want to happen because that's what I actually care about. So I may do another video about what I think is actually going to happen, because it's probably going to be a little bit different than what I want to happen. But either way, this is what we're going to do. Probably not on the other video. Fuck it. So check it out. This weekend, the weekend of the 5th and the 6th of January, kicks off Wild Card Weekend in the NFL. So this weekend, Saturday, January 5th at 1:30 Pacific, which makes it 4:30 Eastern, kicks off the Wild Card Weekend. The first game of Wild Card is for the AFC, one of the AFC spots. It's the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Houston Texans. Now, this would be a super long video if I got down to detail about why I think each team's going to win. So I'm just going to kind of keep it basic. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Houston Texans. I think the Texans have a little bit more experience, a little bit more drive than the Cincinnati Bengals do. I think the Texans are more of a well-rounded team, so I'm going to go with the Texans. The second game on the 5th is for the NFC wildcard, the first for the NFC wildcard. The Minnesota Vikings versus the Green Bay Packers, a rematch from last week. That game's going to be on at 5 p.m. Pacific, which makes it 8 p.m. Eastern. So, the Vikings versus the Packers. Hell of a game last week. Came down to the last couple minutes of the game. The Vikings picked up the win. The Packers are going to come back hungry. They're going to want this because now it's all or nothing. So, the Vikings and the Packers, round 2. 2 weeks back to back. Now, I think the Vikings are going to beat the Packers again. Packers are going to be hungry. Aaron Rodgers is going to want to pick up that win. But I think the Vikings also have something to prove. They are also going to be hungry. They are also going to want that win. Vikings didn't play a great game last week. They played a good game. A little bit better than what the Packers played. I think I'm going to go with the Vikings to win that NFC wildcard spot. Then Sunday, January 6th, 10 a.m. Pacific, is AFC wildcard spot number 2. It's going to be the Indianapolis Colts with Andrew Luck versus the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Baltimore Ravens are a monstrous team. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. And the Colts have been good. They haven't been great. I think with a team like the Ravens that have so much playoff experience, that is such a solid team, that has so many seasoned players on there, I'm going to go with the Ravens to take that AFC wildcard spot. The final game of the wildcard weekend, Sunday, January 6th at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, is the NFC wildcard, Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Redskins. This game should be fun to watch. Both teams with so many rookies on each side that have played good enough to get them to the spot that they are in now, haven't played excellent a lot of the time. I'm actually going to go with the Seahawks over the Redskins and RG3. So the wild card weekend is done. Let's move on to the next bracket. Saturday, June 12th at 1:30 Pacific is going to be the first of the divisional So going off of what my predictions are, AFC, the Texans would take on the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning had a great season. Peyton has made a hell of a return to the field. But on the other hand, the Texans are also have been a really good team this year. They did well last year. They're doing spectacular this year. I'm actually going to go with the Broncos over the Texans. Then we've got the NFC Divisional Round. It's going to be the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers based off of what I had said. It'll take place the last game Saturday, January 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be the Vikings and the Niners. Now, if it comes to this, it's going to be an absolute insane game. It's just going to be crazy. I'm going to go with the Niners over the Vikings due to the Niners' defense. I think both offenses would be pretty well matched up together, pretty even. I think the San Francisco defense, with their turnover ratio, as well as their run and pass defense, I think that would really give them the edge over the Vikings. Moving on to Sunday, January 13th, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. The second in the AFC Divisional Round would line up to be the New England Patriots versus the Baltimore Ravens. Patriots and the Ravens, two great teams. I think Tom Brady and the Patriots would pretty much sail past the Ravens when it comes to the playoffs. Moving on to the NFC Divisional Round for Sunday, January 13th, 10 a.m. would line up to be the Falcons and the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been good, but the Falcons have been awesome. Falcons started off this season absolutely unbeatable, basically up until just after the halfway point, where they showed that they are mortals. I'm going to go with the Falcons over the Seahawks. Sorry, Colt Moo. Now we are in the Conference Championship round. Both games are going to take place Sunday, January 20th. 12 p.m. would be the AFC Conference Championship, which would line up to be the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. Now that one's a tough one. You got two future Hall of Famers as starting quarterbacks. You got Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. The battle of that is just going to be absolutely insane if it does line up to be this way. The Broncos and the Patriots, you have two very, very solid teams, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That one's a coin toss when it comes down to it. Both have a really speedy, really fast, strong offenses, and then their defenses are basically just as good matched up. Whoever makes the most mistakes is going to lose if it comes down to it. But I would take the Patriots over the Broncos in that matchup. Then for the NFC Conference, I'm hoping for the Niners versus the Atlanta Falcons. Once again, would be a spectacular matchup if it lines up to be these two conference championships. So for the NFC Conference Championship, the Niners and the Falcons, this one also would be a coin toss. Even as a Niner fan, if either teams do make it this far to the conference championships, even as a Niner fan, you wouldn't be able to rule the Falcons out because of the season that they've been having. They've been strong and building these past couple seasons, but this season has been spectacular for the Falcons. Now, because I stated at the beginning that this is kind of more what I want to happen than more what I think would happen, I'm going to have to go with the Niners. Super Bowl, February 3rd, 3:30 Pacific. I'm hoping for the Patriots versus the San Francisco 49ers. That would be an amazing matchup again, especially after they just had, December 16th, just had a game against each other for the first time in 4 years, where the Niners had a huge upset over the undefeated December Patriots. I think it would be a hell of a game. I'm sure Tom Brady and the Patriots would like to get that game back and pick up a win in the Super Bowl, but as a Niner fan, I'm going to have to go with the San Francisco 49ers and their defense. They proved last game that they had what it takes to beat the spectacular December Patriots. And moving on to February, that's what I'm hoping for. So there you go. There's my 2013 what I hope for predictions for the NFL playoffs. What do you think? Go ahead and break it down in the comments what you think's going to happen, what you hope to happen. Not what you think, but what you hope to happen. I want to know what's right here, not what's right here. Follow your heart. If you want me to do what I think's actually going to happen in the playoffs, comment below. If I get enough comments saying that you want me to do another video about what I think's going to happen, then let me know and I might do it for you. But I need enough comments. So go ahead and post. Thank you so much for watching KPTV. Sorry that this is kind of a long video, but that's the way it works sometimes. Sean's 2 cents. Make sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and I'm out of here.